Hi, good morning. Hello, family of light. Welcome to Living in the Light, and I'm Mary Amy, and I'm all about shifting away darkness, guiding you to your truest potential, and cracking open that beautiful glowing light in your heart. Well, good morning. Here we are together, the light community. And it's Monday morning, and it's November 7th. Do you feel all the energies coming onto the earth? How was your weekend? Did you have any dreams? What was your first intention or thought when you woke up? I always confuse intention and thought. So what was your first thought? If you could imagine it in front of you in a sentence, what was it? Was it something positive? Was it lifting you up? Because, we've all awakened. Anyone who's joining us here is awakened. Are you a light worker? Are you a star seed? Are you one of the 144,000 here to awaken humanity? Well, I am. I'm a star seed. I'm a light worker. So I wanted to share with you this morning. I had this dream last night. And, I have a dream journal, which you can find it online on Amazon. It's called My Dream Journal, a personal diary of messages, signs, and symbols to guide you. And in it, you can place all entries of information. So I had this dream, and it was so interesting because we speak of the white rabbit and and we all are those conspiracy theorists, those truth seekers. There's the white rabbit, which is a symbol of, tumbling down the rabbit hole or going down the rabbit hole to kind of try to figure out some of these mysteries that have come upon us. And one thing leads to another when you travel down the rabbit hole, because this information takes you to that information and it never ends. So we're on a constant journey, which is one of our topics. So my dream last night was this white rabbit that seemed to turn up every which way. And I was going to save this white rabbit, and I kept trying to find it to save it. And I remember there was so many locations. Sometimes the last bit of a dream is what I remember. It's hard for me to kind of grasp all of it because it's kind of epic. So the white rabbit would turn into and shapeshift into this dark-haired little girl from another period. So I ended up in this church with this white rabbit, and this evil man was chasing it. And then it was in a box, and it kept just disappearing. And there was an assembly line of these, some kind of technology, some kind of robots, or some kind of system of transportation. It's very interesting that I had a dream about a white rabbit, and it just went on and on and on. And I just kept trying to help this little white rabbit and save it from evil. So I don't know if you had any dreams, if you want to share them with us. And I think our dreams are a way for our unconscious to kind of come to the surface. And so it's good to acknowledge them. And if you're having trouble remembering your dreams, you might want to say before you go to sleep, it's okay if I remember my dreams. It's okay if I don't, and I'd like to remember my dreams. And most everyone that I know that we've spoken to about remembering your dreams, reminding them before they go to sleep, it tends to kind of come to fruition within 2 weeks. So just try it. Good morning, Alexandra Morel from New York. Anyone else who's joining us, please like the video if you do like it, and subscribe to the channel. We are a community of living in the light. And so that's all I can think of every day is, how can I share topics that are about living in the light and bring more of us to an awakened state? So on today's topics, we're going to have the 144,000 star seeds, light workers. We hear the number 144. We're going to speak of the journey, your journey of self-realization, and the battle for future. Of course, we'll cover topics as well as angels and psychic phenomenon. Now, let me remind you, today is November 7th. And you know what's going on? There's a lot of energies coming on. Do you feel some ascension symptoms? I have to tell you that I guess it was, let's see, Friday night. I went to sleep and I had all of this. It was crazy. All of these visuals come in. They were like light codes and lucid dreams. And I felt that my body was just kind of awakening, like all the cells in my body were popping up and DNA was coming into me, or memories, something. It was just, it was so vibrant and vivid. And then Saturday morning, all I could do is tweet about the 144. It's time for them. It's their calling. So wake up. Now, tomorrow is November 8th. And tomorrow is a big day because there is a lunar eclipse. It's a blood moon at 5:17 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. There's going to be this reddish colored moon. And so with that, it seems to be just adding to this influx of energies. And this is evil and good that are coming up out through the vortexes, right? And also tomorrow's election day. Now that could be a big day, couldn't it? We don't know how this is going to go. There's a lot of rigging going on. So if you want to share with me any outstanding or any ordinary, doesn't have to be outstanding, ordinary information of something that's going on with you. How are you feeling? Do you feel all these energies and these vibrations, these frequencies coming at us? And I believe it all to be good. Hello, Juice from New York. Hi, greetings from Colorado. Hi, Joe. Wow. Here we are. We're all here today. Well, thank you. I hope you guys liked the video and subscribe to the channel. Now, are you a starseed? Are you a light worker? Now, we say after the grand solar flash, the great solar flash, the ascended masters, we will be able to see them because humanity will have completely awakened. And so the 144, do you know what that means? Well, the 144 are those that are here to kind of awaken humanity. We are the first time arrivals on this timeline of the 5D. Hey, Tommy, thanks for joining us. Good morning from New York. Hello. So anyway, the 144 it's a powerful number, the 144, and it symbolizes stability. Big change is coming. The vibration of love. Are you all about love? I am. I'm trying to spread love across the globe and light. And, I try to stay in this place of positivity. I do have my moments of being down, and I'm lucky. I am so lucky that I have my family, my friends, my loved one who is constantly there to kind of keep an eye on me to make sure that I have it all pulled together. And so here I am. So let me remind you, big change is coming. Now, after tomorrow, we are headed into 1111, and that will be a big energy portal. So it's very exciting time now, the 144, here we are. So 144 represents spiritual protection, and that's why the starseeds come under that number: purity, peace, and harmony. Now, if you were to go to the Bible, in Revelation 7.3, they say, one of his angels gives instruction to 4 others, and they say, do not harm the earth, the sea, or the trees till we have sealed the servants of God in their foreheads, which is the third eye, your mind's eye. Now, although witnesses preaching will rouse the anger of many, the Bible says that no one will be able to touch the 144,000 because Almighty God will grant them supernatural protection. Are you one of the 144,000 light workers and starseeds here to raise the consciousness of humanity? Well, I am. That's what I'm here for. That's my mission on earth. So the 144,000, because the Almighty God will grant them supernatural protection. They will neither endure God's judgment nor suffer from the powers of evil. So now as we awaken, and we've all been here awakening together, we realize how important like nature is and that we're all connected. And so what are we doing? Well, we're sharing our love with each other. We're giving forgiveness to each other, even those who have injured our hearts. And usually if you look around, when you go out into the community, if you notice anyone that is upset, or even in your family, family and friends, if someone is acting out or they seem like they have a lot of anger, what is that caused from? It's just basically that they've had their heart harmed. They've been hurt. They're injured. So let's try to forgive those out there that are in that place. And let's try to remind ourselves that we are all one. We are all connected. Let's have unity, Christ consciousness. Now, Revelation 7:4 said 144,000 actual people living during the end of times tribulation. This is the end of times we are in right now, in this moment. Do you sense that? The veil has been removed. We are seeing the truth of evil, right? And so there's this grandstanding. Do you ever hear of like what is it called? People come up together and they're basically, in the good old days, in the time of cowboys and Indians, they do a walk. What was that called? A walk off or standoff, where they come together and then they take paces back and then they turn and they shoot their gun. Aren't we at that right now? Aren't we at the end of times? And it's going to be a good new beginning, isn't it? It's going to be a time, the golden age, the age of Aquarius. Light is on the earth. It's beautiful. It's a shift. It's a monumental in its experience. So let's remind ourselves to bring out our personal power. And our decision making is of the utmost importance. Because whatever we decide matters, because our thoughts are that powerful. We are advanced beings of light. No one told you. They were hiding that. They were crushing you down and putting you in these systems of the matrix, the simulation, the illusion. So we're here together, us here. Our energy is very powerful. Just me alone, I'm powerful. You plus you plus you. All of us, Joe Hollywood, Tommy, Juice, Alexandra, all of us together are very powerful. If you want to start a business, starting it one person, one being is powerful. But when you get others lined up together and you all have the same mindset, that's how you move fast. It's the same here. The more of us that have the same mindset, the more we create this new physical reality, heaven on earth. So we have Joe says, I have now jaw-dropping news updates from the SSP about the future. Also some investment info to make you wealthy. Okay, Joe Hollywood, we'll share. We're all here listening. We are here for you. So, and Alexandra, arrows up. Yes, we're all looking up. We're looking up at the sun, right? The solar flash is coming. Are you aware that the solar flash is on its way? Yay! It's coming. I can sense it's coming. And you know how I know is because I was told. It's time now. Answer your calling, the 144. So humanity, here we are at the end of times. We're raising our vibration on the planet together. Humanity will awaken and ascend to a higher consciousness, and the shift is now. The 144,000 is leading the ascension, and their extraordinary abilities and advanced consciousness have a knowingness. Do you have that knowingness within you? Do you realize that what we've been kind of educated and our programming, whatever we were taught since we were little small children, since we really could speak, has been all someone else's thoughts, someone else's belief system? What is your belief system, right? Where are you coming from in this very moment on November 7th, 2022? So we have a conscious knowing, the 144,000 starseeds. You can say the 144. Anyone who's joining us, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. So what's coming? Well, is there going to be days of darkness? I wonder about that, which means, the earth will just be completely dark, and we're going to pause, and then we're going to reawaken, and we're going to come up from our amnesia, and our memories were wiped clean, right? So the power and the control that has just been destroying the earth. It's been all about materialism and get out of my way. I want that over there. And how much stuff do I have? And I'm wearing the most expensive t-shirt on the planet. It's not been about how you are inside. There hasn't been much self-realization or kind of realizing there's the meaning of life and what is that? What's your personal mission? It's more been about what stuff you have and what job you have and competition and stepping on people's heads and kind of vulgar, heenish acts and a lot of poop, right? A lot of naughty stuff has been going on. And as of lately, we're seeing all of the truths. So when I say the veil is removed, the veil has been pulled back, what does that mean? That means that there's been darkness kind of covering up the underbelly of the globe and all of the naughty stuff that they've been doing. And they've been doing that to keep the evil and the power in control, right? Maybe it's the elite cabal, some of these elite organizations or organizations that they're secret government stuff, Right now we see that many of the governments are kind of joining together and they're like, oh yeah, let's join together and dominate the earth and take over and continue to enslave all of these wonderful beings of light out there. Why? Because they've had the most money, the most currency, the most wealth. And so they think that they're entitled, but you know what? They're not. You know why? Because we are the 144,000 light beings and light workers and starseeds, and we're here to awaken humanity. So that's not going to happen. Now all that trash is going in the trash. And so don't worry. You have personal power. Don't fear. We say, I am worthy. I am powerful. I am brave. I'm courageous. And I have patience. Joe Hollywood, there will be an intervention against the 11th warhead, and many good things from intervention will happen after that, like the replicators and maybe the med beds. Sure, there's med beds already out there. If anyone knows what a med bed is, there's ways to heal your DNA. There's ways to heal your, your vessel, your body. You just tune into and listen to certain hertz sounds. If you go on to the YouTube and you can find some videos, and if you go to the 432 hertz, and there's a bunch of other different hertzes you can go. There's different charts and they'll tell you this heals DNA, this heals your cells. And so it's healing sounds out there. Anyone who's joining us, please like the video. So a med bed is said to be those that are coming from the extraterrestrials or their advanced alien technology, and you lay in the bed and then it heals you, and it heals you through vibration and sound. So those are coming, I believe. Yes, you're absolutely right. I've heard of that before, Joe Hollywood. And I've seen some of the videos for that. Just be aware that some of those med beds are actually a way to harvest our energy. So I don't know, you need to do some research. Unless it's an actual bed that you're lying on, that you're buying somewhere, I don't know. I tend to I'm very careful about that because when we're sleeping, we are very vulnerable. I tell you that we have the silver cord that's attached to our chakras. It's our life thread. And so when you go to sleep, I suggest that you just close your eyes and you think of love, love, love. Be in love when you go to sleep. And you won't have anything psychically attacking you. There is those out there. My daughter, in fact, contacted me this morning and said she had a psychic attack last night. Now, I'm not having those anymore because I'm trying to remember before I go to sleep to be in love. My dream last night about the white rabbit, I think that was a positive dream. It was kind of my unconscious coming through and bringing forward, I guess what I speak of during the day. So the 144, now that there's this solar flash that's coming, right? The solar flash is coming, the great solar flash. And some of these divine events, there you will see glitches in the matrix. There will be many glitches in the matrix. Now, those in power are really in the astral realm and in the angelic realm, in the spiritual realm. They've already been defeated. It just has to come forward in the physical reality. Here we have this physical reality. We can only see 1%. Our vision is only able because of light to see 1%. So what's going on around that? Well, from time to time, I share with you that I'm hearing these sounds, these waves, these sounds of waves. And I realize, you know what it sounds like? It's actually angel wings flapping. Over the weekend when it happened, for a moment, I paused and I said, that's what it sounds like. When I've seen some of these movies and the angel's wings are flapping and it sounds like this very enormous flapping sound, that's what I hear in my right eye. Bitcoin will be main worldwide currency far into the future and we'll get the value. But investment, okay, so Joe Hollywood's promoting Bitcoin. He says that's what's going to be the currency, no longer money, cash. That's a possibility. Now, do you believe that we are about to hit some cataclysmic events? I don't think that they're going to be events that bring the apocalypse, the destruction of the earth. I think they will be cataclysmic events like maybe the grand solar flash and some divine events that will actually shift more of humanity into an awakening state. Now, are you all ready for the solar flash? Are you prepared? Because let me share with you, these energies that I received Friday night were so powerful. It was almost like, how can I describe it? I mean, I felt like I was headed to a state of this, right? Which was a lot of light coming into my system. But I almost felt like, if I could describe it, do you ever see those movies and the animal is going and they're trying to morph into something else, and maybe their eyes are getting really big and their body parts are shifting? That's what I felt like was going on Friday night, which brought me to realize that more light was coming into my system. Now I have kind of been have this happening slowly, right? Because my low light codes and my energies are coming online. I'm awakening in a slow process, right? I'm evolving slowly. And maybe you are too if you're here with us, because you've already seen a lot of the truths, right? Because we talk about that. You probably had an awakening, which maybe it was a mystical awakening. And with that comes a physical awakening. So your body is changing and more light is coming through. And so are you going to be prepared when this illusion completely is defeated and we are solely in the fifth dimension? So we have to continue to be, aware of this and prepare our bodies. Like, for example, try to only have intakes of healthy foods, spending time out in sunlight, drinking a lot of water, keep moving physically, and just having more of an open awareness and a welcoming of new ideas and beliefs. Because what happens is, and it's happened to many of us throughout our lifetimes, that when we've had some kind of jarring experience, if something traumatic happened to you, so maybe you were in an experience or a situation and something was very, very harmful to you. Maybe it was physical harm. Maybe you had some violent act happen to you, or maybe you had some kind of relationship that really traumatized you, and or maybe you've just had, chronic criticism. People around you constantly criticizing you and telling you that you're not worthy. Now, all of these kind of block you from your destiny, block you from you moving forward. And so, what does that do to us? Well, sometimes it causes ailments within us. Sometimes it causes fear. It prevents us from moving forward, and it blocks us. So let's unblock. Let's unblock ourselves, and let's do that through self-acceptance. Let's tune in and say, you know what? I love myself. Maybe you have to look in the mirror and you go, I love myself. And if that's difficult for you to do, it's difficult for you to look in the mirror and look at you physically back, your reflection. And you look and you say, oh gosh, I can't even say that to myself. You need to address why. You have to go to why. Why can't you say I love myself? Why? Because how can anyone else love you and how can you move forward if you're not loving yourself? So let's begin to love ourselves. Let's take away any shame we have. It's not that mysterious. You don't have to go out into the world and ask a million people for their opinion or ask for permission or, ask for their approval. You can gain your own self-approval. So let's love ourselves. Let's tune inward. Now, if that takes you saying, oh gosh, I got to come up with three characteristics. Mary says, come up with 3 characteristics that make me just authentic. Because everyone has beautiful characteristics. Everyone's perfect in their own way. And so we must remind ourselves of things that we are great at. We are all great at something, whatever that is. Maybe you're an amazing artist. Maybe you're a wonderful friend. Maybe there's some kind of sport you're great at, or, something, in the tech world, or you're a great writer, performer, something. But acknowledge that within you. We have to remind ourselves sometimes, it's a very, very corrupt world out there that we've been living in. But the veil has been taken off and light is coming on and more awakening. And so instead of criticizing each other, everyone's just going to love each other. It's not going to matter what species you are, what origin you have, what genetics you have. Everyone's just going to love each other for all of their imperfections. But what's so amazing, that the more you accept yourself, then the more of the real you comes out. You have a DNA blueprint within you that was divine within your being from the time you were incarnated on this earth. And so as you accept yourself more and you forgive others, more of you will come on, more of your personality. You'll realize you're a wonderful being. So the 144 starseeds and light workers are here to basically help humanity, help the globe, show them the meaning of life. They're here to heal the earth, and once the world has become awakened. So are you a starseed? Wow, Joe Hollywood's getting very busy today writing. The XRP is highly advised to invest in now. Okay, so he's here to speak about his ideas about, making money. Positive, that's positive. 144 are here to heal the earth, and they're born with a mission of the moment. Are you one of the 144? So we're sharing this moment right now where the veil has been removed, light is coming on the earth, this illusion in the matrix. So there's a cosmic shift here right now. It's happening now. Tomorrow, with this lunar eclipse, there's going to be more light on the earth, which is exciting. There's going to be a lot of influx of energies and frequencies that are coming, which are going to kind of rattle us a little bit more. So hang on. You might be feeling some. Last week I was feeling some headaches. I was not feeling my best. You might feel a little bit more vulnerable right now because there is a lot of change going on. But there will be a final end to this. There will be the end. The final days are here. And so they say, here's a quote, the 144 lightworkers, starseeds, ascended masters will return to the earth, all incarnating together, all at a time to help and heal and liberate humanity from darkness. So together we're doing that here. We're bringing light onto the earth. Just our energy together. You don't even realize the few of us, this community that we're in. And so all of this darkness that's been manipulating humanity, these powers that were doing all they could to keep humanity enslaved in fear and asleep. You just go to Ask Angels, they'll specifically speak of this. So the role of the 144, I'm reminding everyone, the 144 over and over again, because this is what I've been told to do. It was like dropped into my mind. I had a knowing. And so I'm here to say that the ascended beings and the light workers and the starseeds are here to see through the veil of darkness and the illusion blanketing the physical reality and dispelling it. So together, let's do that. Let's remind ourselves, let's stay in love as much as we can in the fifth dimension. Let's have a little bit more patience every day for anyone out there who's not getting it. Because it's hard. It's really hard to be in the matrix right now. It's difficult when you've come from a place that you realize your mind is expanded, you have awareness, and you realize what's an illusion. It's very difficult to remain in the matrix, to go out into your community and to be watching the 9 to 5 and all this imprisoned thoughts. It's very difficult. Replicators also use off-the-world tech to form anything from anything else. Most advanced 3D. Well, yeah, and you know what? We don't even know what advanced technology is because it's been masked. But now that we have the blindfold taken off and we can see, we're preparing humanity for the new era, peace and prosperity. It's exciting, the global age. Just ask angels. So the solar flash, here ask angels, right? The angels are all together. They're here. They're around us constantly. They're just traveling around the earth. They're protectors. They're messengers of God. They're ascending and descending on a staircase. I'm actually in an angel portal. I don't know if you realize that, where I am. And I don't know if it was here originally or I created it, but it's here. So the solar flash will transform humanity's energy. So what is the solar flash exactly? It's when these large eruptions from the electromagnetic radiation from the sun, and then they create disturbances on the Earth's magnetic field, and they impact the power grids, and they might, in fact, switch off any kind of technology. And when the grand solar flash happens, right, it's going to happen like this. So we're going to experience it. Now, I wonder if I'm going to be asleep and how long it's going to last for, if it's going to be just a second long, a minute long. Time is not real. I mean, isn't it obvious time is not real when they're switching the time back and forth and, it was 1 hour, now it's an hour ahead. Is time real? What time is it really? Don't sometimes it feels as though a day is much longer and shorter? What is that all about? Why does it feel long and short? I believe, though, the solar flash will actually bring about a lot of new ideas, and it will change us forever. And it will be this whitening, blind light. And I wonder if we will lose all power, electricity, or it will just awaken everyone where they see from a new eye, from a visual, and they will see everything, and they will notice all the evil out there. Hey, Casper One, thanks for joining us. Where are you from? Do I even have you here, Casper One? Casper One, where are you coming from? I remember your name though. So wow, we have a lot of those out there today, and I'm just covering the 144,000 starseed, and that number is very powerful, 144. And I just spoke about it in Revelations, and these 144 will assist humanity at the end of time. So we are at the end of times right now. How does the flash affect infants, newborns in the awakening? Well, when we are infants, we are awakened then. It's when we go into all the systems and we are placed in all the systems, and then we have all this mind control. So mind control is basically a way to it's a re-education camp, basically. We've been re-educated to whatever those in power wanted us to believe, right? They told us this is what, and so from the time we were born, we came out onto this earth, we were placed into these systems, we were educated. So we went in and we were told what history was, how to be, what was life going to be. We were told this civilization was going to be run this way. Now imagine if you could start over, and so infants and babies don't need the great grand solar flash. They're already awakened souls. They are fine. They're going to be just fine. But everyone who has already been living in these systems for decades, it's about basically beginning again. Imagine if you had to learn how to walk again, or read again, or speak again. We're going to have to learn to think again. We don't know how to think on our own. We are being told everything we should do. We have been robots living in this matrix, haven't we? This is a matrix. It's a made up place. It's a simulation. Go watch the movie The Matrix. It gives you basically, that's right, buy land. We're going to be more focused on tuning inward when the grand solar flash occurs. It's not going to be important about stuff, and that's why the powers that have been dominating the globe, they've made it all about stuff, what you have. When the grand solar flash comes, it's not really going to be of importance to anyone. We're going to be speaking telepathically. We are going to be worrying about growing our own gardens. Like I say, there's going to be pop-ups across the earth, right? We're going to be the unlearning. Exactly, Juice. We're going to be unlearning all this programming. And what do I mean by that? Well, everything we've been taught, haven't we? Was anything your own idea? How much of it was your own idea? Well, if you're a creative person, maybe you're constantly creating, like I create paintings, or I create art, or I create a show. Maybe if you're a writer, you write and you create a story. So it's basically rewriting your story, coming up with a new story, coming up with a new mindset, a new earth. Like, what would you, if all of this was taken away, all of these buildings that are filled with offices, and you didn't have to go to work. If you didn't have to go to work and make money and pay taxes, what would you do? You know how people are all equal. Right. We're all equal. That's how it should have been from the beginning. That's how it was in Tartaria, the civilization of Tartaria. We were all equal. This was all created to keep us enslaved, to use us for energy, to make stuff, to keep us running. Like they say, it's a rat race. It really is. We're on the treadmill. We're like running. We're like, time. Time is made up. Time is made up. It's just like here they gauge it so that they say, okay, this is what you have to do in this amount of time. It's all made up. Really, it's all about this moment right now, isn't it? We can't really gauge anything. It's just a memory of the past, and the future hasn't happened. This time is all that's important right now. We have to live in this moment. We have to make good use of this moment. Spend time in nature today. Start making a list of your 5 humongous goals. All the things that you want to achieve. What is your purpose? What is your life mission? You are a starseed. You are a light worker. You're here first. You're on this timeline of the 5th dimension. It's about peace on earth, right? Service to others. Unless, of course, you're about service to self, which is 95% of your thoughts and actions are about me. What can I have? What can I get? It's all about me. Are you service to self? No, I doubt it. You're not service to self. You're service to others. 50% of your thoughts and actions are about servicing others, about doing good deeds. Helping others. Yes. Casper 1, Joe. All right, so write a plank with white plank space would be awesome. That's how the Hall of Records retrieves everybody's records of experience. You mean the Akashic Records? Build a new solar system. Right, let's create the world. So anyone who's joining us, please like the video and subscribe. Thanks, Juice and Casper One and Alexandra and Joe Hollywood for all joining and speaking in the chat. I really appreciate any kind of input you have. Let's keep this going, because here we are, light, living in the light, because light is on the horizon. I see it. I look through the window and I see the sun coming up. And how important is that to remind ourselves of the 5 elements of nature, right? Not 4, 5. There's ether, which is out there in the atmosphere, which carries, that's how we can create telepathies through ether. That's how we can create energy is through ether. They didn't want to tell us that, did they? And then, of course, there's air, water, fire, and earth, but there's ether. Hello? And so the 144 is reminding you about the solar flash. I'm here and I'm going to be speaking of the 144 constantly. 144,000, right? They're actual people living during the end of times tribulation, right? We're going to have some of these divine events occur. I believe that God is going to act, he's coming forward, I mean, just like they say the days of Noah's Ark, there was the flood, whether or not that's true or not, that seems like a divine event. So what's going to be the divine events that come? We're not going to have an apocalypse that is going to destroy us, or a third world war. Don't you notice how that didn't work for very long? They're not talking about a third world war anymore. There's no the third world war is a spiritual war. That's what's going on. We're doing the what's that called when you go up and you go up against, in the good old days and the cowboy days with the gun, and then they took paces back, and then that's what we're doing with good and evil. It's good and evil. It's the evil dark forces versus light and love and angelic beings, the ascended masters. We're part of this, the 144. And guess what? Evil's defeated. It's in the dumpster. So your journey. What is your journey? What has your journey been? What's your journey been so far? Because, let's remind ourselves that not really many people out there really care about your journey except you. So it's of the utmost importance, your journey. Your self-realization, your path. What is your path? What is your destiny? Where are you headed? That will get you up in the morning. If you wake up this morning or tomorrow morning, let's say, and you wake up and you're like, oh, I have nothing to look forward to. Well, that's your fault. That's your problem. You have to come from within. You have to tune into your heart, and you have to say, what will bring light into me? And that's why I say to come up with your 5 humongous goals, so you have something to look forward to. Now, we're going to speak of cause and effect, and it's very interesting. Some information that I received over the weekend about cause and effect, how we can create and manifest, and if we're aware of it. Joe Hollywood, cast for one. And sometimes it might even be evil against evil. Yes. Well, do you notice how some of the evil, when they've been trying to hey, Elsa? Yes, she liked what I had to say. No, she's barking at a puppy dog outside. They say that during this depopulation, when they were forcing people to get medication, they weren't paying attention to who they were giving it to. Although I believe that some of these leaders, these dark forces, these black hats, these Illuminati, what are they? The Illuminati, what's the other one? Freemasons, the dark forces, the elite cabal, they've all come together, these satanic people. I don't know if they're reptilians or draconians or shapeshifters, but they're just Satan, Lucifer, all of them globbed together, and they were like, let's do damage, like a wrecking ball. And that's what they've been trying to do. And so they're trying to create divide. That's why there's these different political parties. Because I don't know if you realize that all of the leaders are placed there. They've been placed in there. They've been kind of put into positions of power. They've been infiltrated. Remember, what did I say? A coup d'etat? I spoke about a coup d'etat over the weekend on Friday. What's a coup d'etat? It's a secret government, and then they come together and they overthrow. Well, you know what? The government was already dark, right? They didn't have to overthrow, but they're trying to overthrow our power, because allegedly we thought that we voted them in. So just be aware that I think both parties, they're really the same thing. I mean, really, it's just a way to distract us, to create divide. That's why I say we should all come together in love and hope, right? The Illuminati, that's right, the Illuminati, but big men videos. And so, you know what? All of that's going into the dumpster. You know what? It's passe. They're irrelevant. Don't give it more attention than it deserves. When these silly clowns, they're clowns. We're in the circus right now. It's a bunch of clowns. They have bizarre makeup. They're dressing in all kinds of crazy outfits, and they're saying ridiculous things. When we give it attention and energy, what happens? We're feeding it. So where should we place our energy? We should place it on revealing all of the dark forces and bringing humanity into a place of peace on earth. We should let go of all these clowns. You know, if you look at all of these global leaders, they're a bunch of clowns. I don't even know if one of them is legit. They weren't really, I don't know, were they really voted in? I don't think so. I think it was all these, these bloodlines, and there are these, I don't know, what is there, 12 bloodlines that are in power, the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, and they created the idea of, was it the IRS? What did they create in 1913? 1913, they created the, what's it called? It's driving me crazy now. I should Google it. They created our currency, what happened in 1913? Gosh, somebody write it in the chat and help me out here. It was like, was it Rockefeller? See, I don't want to quote the wrong thing. Rockefeller. Sorry, guys, I'm really trying to find this out, the right information. Hello, Ian KKK. Thanks for joining us, everybody. So Rockefeller, what did he do in 1913? Something. I know there was something that he created in So yes, hello, Ian. So Ian is coming from Liverpool, England. Hi. So my point is basically, let's pay attention right now to our own journey. Let's tune in, right? We've already covered the 144, and let's tune into our own journey. Anyone who's joining us, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. Yes, we're going to expand positive things. We're going to focus on the positive. We're not going to focus on all this crazy lunacy. We'll say it's lunacy. I'm going to use that. And naughty, right? It's naughty stuff going on. Let's focus on positive. Let's create all of our thoughts, words, and actions to be positive. So your journey, we're going to get to cause and effect, because that's really important. When I tell you this, you're going to say, wow, that's information I did not know. Okay, so your journey is so important. And why is that? Because you're taking a passage from place to place. You're traveling. Now, sometimes we say, oh my gosh, this is forever. Why am I here? I'm waiting in this long line. Or you go somewhere and it just seems to take forever. And I encountered that over the weekend. And I just said, Mary, I talked to myself. I said, have patience, because I'm supposed to have this experience right now. If we rush task, we're never living in this moment. So let's live in this moment, right? And so what happens along the way is very important. If something seems to be taking a long time or it doesn't work out for you, you must look around and say, in the physical reality, is there something I'm supposed to learn right now? What here is supposed to what am I supposed to gain from this? Maybe it's going to be a life lesson. Maybe it's going to be a way for you to have a new realization, right? So you're going to focus on making your own life better by being discerning, by learning about new things about the world and yourself on your journey. Your journey. Now, no one else really cares about your journey. It's true. I mean, I think moms care about their children's journey, but out there in the world, everyone's really kind of seeing everything through their eyes. They're not going to have the same feelings as you. They're really not going to understand your belief system, your ideas. So it's your journey. So during your journey, make the most out of it. Don't waste Don't waste a moment. Be in this moment, right? So, so when you stop caring about what other people think, right? And you have an individual personal value, you realize how valuable you are. Yes, sharing your joy with everyone, Casper, absolutely, right? So your journey is a symbol of, for example, when you watch a movie or you read a book, the journey is of a character's leading to an epiphany. So sometimes, if not always, who's that? XXX, find your love in the city. Oh, it's someone doing some kind. Go get off the chat. Get off the chat. It's your journey is basically about going to lead you to an epiphany. You know, when you go out there and let's say you're experiencing, you're having an experience, and it just doesn't seem like anything's going well for you, and you say, "Well, this stinks. What worth is this?" Well, everything that we experience, we are meant to experience. Just like I said, when you receive a vibration, an impression in your psychic abilities, when you receive an impression, it's like the same thing in life. You're supposed to receive this experience. So maybe it's supposed to bring you to an epiphany, right? Maybe it's about you reaching your goals. It's a self-realization. Everything that you have that happens to you, because everything that happens to you is going to be different than happens to everyone else. Did you ever notice in a family where every kid seems to have a different personality and they have a different reaction? Do you see that in your family? That's because everyone sees everything from their sight differently. Their feelings, their emotions, they have a different personality. So really, it's only up to you. So your journey is very important, right? So a long journey, it's a long journey, and you're having a particular purpose, and maybe you're going to sideswipe danger. Maybe you're going to experience something that's wonderful. Everyone's going to have a different journey. You're going to have a particular purpose in your life, your journey. That's why we must be aware. So you'll have growth that emerges. Maybe after a deep sleep, all of a sudden you'll be like, oh, I just realized this is what I'm supposed to be doing on my journey. And that's part of the awakening process. As you awaken, you'll realize that everything that happened until this moment was meant to be. It got you here. Now there's no going back. There's no going back into the past. We have to move forward, right? The illusion has left. It kind of fell apart like a house of cards. Or, remember when we were kids and we made paper dolls and they were just flat and they fell apart? That's what's happening right now. The illusion is falling apart. So the only thing that we're really going to have left is our journey. That's why I say come up with your 5 humongous goals so you have some place that you're headed towards, and you will have cause and effect that take over, right? So the fulfillment of your potential, your character, your personality, it's a beautiful thing. You're going to start to have self-awareness, self-exploration, self-understanding, self-love, self-transformation, self-mastery, and self-transcendence. All of this is going to happen to you on your journey. So self-realization, right? We realize. So when we become awakened, we're starting to realize about finding out about me. It's not about what's going on out here. It's about me. Becoming yourself along your journey, away from placed concepts and programming. Okay? And then we're going to battle for the future. Gotta watch the Rango. What's the Rango movie? The Rango movie. I don't know anything about that. Casper 1. So our journey is really important, because from our journey, we will understand ourselves more. We'll have self-realization. We'll have epiphanies. And so what I mean by this is, you have to take a step back. If you say, well, everything just seems to be, it's kind of mundane. I feel dulled by now about my life. and it just doesn't seem exciting anymore. There's something you're missing. You have to pay attention. You have to look deeper, the deeper meaning of things. There's symbols and signs out there. It can come through in your dreams. It can come through from a stranger, it can come tuning into. That's why I say let's tune into our psychic phenomenon. Let's tune into all of our senses. Maybe through meditation, through a visualization. Do some deep breathing work. Let out a breath. We all have abilities to be clairvoyant. And so your journey is of the utmost importance. I mean, don't you want to reach a beautiful destiny and find this beautiful heaven on earth? It's out there for you. It might come through like by changing your energetic pattern. You know, we have this energetic pattern that we're running along. I'm giving you some suggestions right now because I don't know if you're encountering any of this, if this is resonating with you. So your energetic pattern would be, what is your normal reaction to something? What is your average normal way of traveling to a location? Where are you spending your time? And so how do we break free of our energetic pattern where we're going to have to think differently? For example, if you're not a patient person, do the opposite. Become patient. Sit still for a moment. Let out a breath. Look at things from a different perspective, a different perception, a different view from your eyes. Because all of this has got to kind of snap you into a different mindset. A different mindset is going to bring you to your destiny. If something isn't working, why do you keep doing it? Try something else, right? So there's your ego, there's your true self. So you're going to become more of yourself. Now, all of us here have obviously awakened. We've awakened from our slumber. You know, when we came onto this earth and we were put into all of these systems, we basically were prevented from our own thoughts. So your own thoughts have to come online, don't they? When you become awakened, when all of your cells open up within you, more light comes on. Like, that's why I bring up the solar flash, because I think anyone who's been denying, they're like, no, I don't want to hear that. You know, I have those that say to me, take down your videos. I don't want to see that. That's not right. Why? Because they don't want to look at it. They're like, no, deny, deny, deny. I don't want to see that. I want to stay in the matrix. I want to be controlled. I don't want to have to make my own decision making. I want to be complacent. Guess what? I'm going to stay enslaved. I'm going to stay enslaved. Well, all of those that want to stay enslaved, when the solar flash comes upon the earth and it jolts their system, I don't know if they're going to survive it. I don't know if they're going to survive it. Because there's a lot of time here now, you know, there's a lot of energy that is being showing them that the matrix is a false system. And so what will happen to them? Because the grand solar flash is going to be tremendous energies that are coming on, where it's like you're going to completely break free from your old self. And it's not only physically, it's mental. So anyone who isn't awakened and who's trying to prevent themselves from being awakened, I don't know how they're going to survive. Maybe they're going to have to kind of go into be a hermit. They're going to have to go into like a place of just like in the dark for a while for them to gather themselves. Or maybe their body won't be able to function. I'm not really quite sure. It's like a little alarming to me. And that's why I'm here speaking of this, because we have now the battle of the future. The battle of the future. We are here. Welcome to the battle of the future. And so the battle of the future is all about the fight between the two opposing forces is underway right now. Do you know that's what's going on right now? Do you feel this shift? Are you feeling a little uncomfortable? Do you feel like worn out, aged? Are you not sleeping well? Does your body feel tired even after you sleep all night? Are you going into the astral realm and you're fighting on the, I don't know. I hope you're fighting for the good. So the battle of the future, right, is what is going on? Well, we know there's archangels out there that are battling, aren't there? Anyone who's joining us, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. So it's going to be, and it is right now, the battle of two opposing forces. So there's control over this physical reality going on right now. That's why I say all of these swarming energies around us. Time is coming to time past the future. It's all about the present right now. It's coming to a standstill time. Everything is shifting around. So I don't know how time is going to play out in the future. I don't know if we're going to have clocks anymore. I have to sign off. I will watch the rest. Thank you, Juice, for joining us. I hope you liked the video. So cause and effect. Now, this is really important, what I'm about to say. It's something that I read about over the weekend and learned about, and I want to share it with you. And so this battle of the future, you can take part in this. You are able to, because it all comes through with your thoughts, your words, and your actions. So how is cause effect relevant? Well, there's what's called the principle of causation. It's the relation of cause and effect, the relationship between actions or events in which at least one action or event is the direct result of others. Various phenomenons relate in terms of origin and results. So, how is this evident? Well, so every single thought that you have creates a result, creates an effect. So, what I'm trying to say is the more that you think of a thought, right, you don't even realize that this is going on. When you're thinking about something, then you're adding your words to it, and then you're adding your actions. You are going to create an effect with it. Now, can you control the effect? No. But whatever your thoughts are actually a way of controlling the effect. So if your thoughts are repetitively over and over something worrisome, you're creating an effect that will turn out to be negative. So it's up to you. So you have that much control over your future, over the results, over the effect. So if you have this much awareness, like I'm trying to explain to you, a chain of events will occur. It's very important for you to pay attention to this. This is really important. Every single thought that you have, if you repeat it over and over again, you will create the effect. You have that much control because it's energy. It's a charged impulse. It has feelings. That's how we can have telepathy, is because there's that much energy related to every thought. So, for example, I'm going to share with you. Let's say over and over you're thinking something. It could be positive or negative. Let's say you're thinking something super positive, and you are aware of this. Like, it could be, I'm gonna grow an apple tree. Okay, so over and over you're thinking apple tree. I'm growing an apple tree. This is how I'm going to grow an apple tree. I'm going to do an apple tree. I'm going to make an apple tree, right? So then you go on and you start speaking about growing an apple tree, and then you go on and you go buy some seeds to grow the apple tree, right? Now, if you have your positive thoughts about growing the apple tree and you visualize the apple tree in your mind, that you can see this apple tree, you will grow an apple tree. Now, you can take that idea and you can put it on the negative side. Let's say you can do this with anything. Let's say you say, I'm going to grow an apple tree. It's not going to grow. My apple tree is not, it doesn't look, I'm probably going to grow this garden and it's going to fail. And I don't think I'm going to be able to grow an apple tree. And you put all of that energy behind growing the apple tree. Then you still say, I'm going to grow the apple tree, but it's not going to go well. I'm going to grow an apple tree, blah, blah, blah. It's not going to go well. And then you go buy the apple tree seeds and you go to grow an apple tree. Do you really believe that the apple tree is going to grow? No. Why? Because you literally created all of this energy, all of these thoughts for it to fail, for it to fail. And it's the same with every single thing out in our physical reality. If we stand there and we constantly talk about how bad things are going to go, we think about how bad things are going to go, we attach fear to how bad things are going to go, we speak, then we bring other people in. Come on, let's talk about how bad things are going to go. Everything's going to go bad. Or we're saying, if this person's involved, that's how bad things are going to go. So we're creating this whole flux of energy in a negative way. So let's do that in a positive way. That's how much power you have. Every single thought that you have. Can you imagine if you were attached to something that was writing out all of your thoughts? Zing, 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 throughout the day. I'm putting you on the spot here. Let's say every single one of your thoughts was written down in front of you and you saw it and then you read back through it like you had a piece of paper and you're reading back through. Oh my gosh, this is what I'm thinking all day long, over and over, this negative thought over and over. And then I'm saying this negative thought and then I'm acting out towards that negative thought. You're creating the effect. So cause and effect is very important. It's very, very important. It will create a chain of events. Now, it's like that with everything anyone does. Can you imagine how much energy and thoughts were taken by someone who does some crime, someone who does something evil? How many thoughts and how much energy did they put into that to create that? They went full force, right? And then there are those out there like us who we are trying to create light and love. There's cause and effect out there. You create an effect with every single thought you have. Please be aware of this. This is huge. You can build an effect. You can make things. You can create just by your thoughts over and over again. And you're also putting it out into the ether. You're putting it out into the universe, because we are telepathic. Someone else is hearing that. Now, maybe you don't even realize it. All the negative stuff you have, you're thinking inside your head, people are grabbing onto that too. You're a powerhouse. You have so much advanced technology within your system that you don't even realize. Encourage others to talk about themselves. Talk in terms of other person's interests. Make the other person feel important. Thank you, Casper. One that's very positive. I appreciate you sharing that. So we are right now in the final battle, the battle for our future. It is exciting. I'm getting excited. But you know what? I have to tell you, the fact that I was alerted Friday evening into Saturday morning, I literally woke up and I was like this, oh my gosh, the 144, the 144. That's what I was saying to myself. The 144, where are you? 144, come on, we have to, follow your calling. Hello, awaken the masses. It's this moment. I'm sharing with you, it's a premonition I've had. It's this moment. I'm getting goosebumps. It's this moment. The solar flash is coming. Okay, we're in the battle for the future. We are here right in this moment. Everything that we think right now matters collectively. Please join me. Please join me with positive cause and effect, right? Cause and effect. Every single thought that you have, imagine over and over and over and over again. And your words creates the effect, cause and effect, okay? So this final battle between light and, it's a standoff. That's the word, standoff. We're in the standoff of good and evil in this moment. Anyone who's joining us, please like the video and subscribe. I'm Mary Amy. Today we covered 144,000 starseeds, the journey. We're speaking of the battle of the future, and we're going to get on to psychic phenomena. Okay, so the final battle between light and dark, right? Now we know that we all inside of us encompass good and evil, good and not evil, I shouldn't say evil, good and bad. There's things that we're not proud of. We have shame, but we must create balance within ourselves. We must look at all of ourselves. Every single thing that we've done in our lifetime, we have to come to terms with. If you've awakened, unfortunately, time is such a lie. Exactly. Everything that we've encountered, experienced, done, We have to grasp onto it and accept it within ourselves and have forgiveness for ourselves, forgiveness for others. So it's the end of days. The end of days we're at right at this moment. Yes, we are. It's the final battle. Maybe there's going to be days of darkness, you know? I mean, we don't know what kind of cataclysmic events are going to occur. God is going to come before us. The divine energies, divine events come before us, and it's going to completely shift everything. Like I said, the solar flash. So the book of Exodus said there's intense darkness. The book of Revelations, the apocalypse, it will reveal all divine mysteries out there. We are the best of the world. Yes, we are the best of the world. And so, will there be conquests, war, famine, death? Well, I believe that it's not going to be as desperate as that. I believe that there's going to be the dark timeline, the negative timeline, the matrix that is going to be defeated, exterminated completely. And then this journey that we've been on, our beautiful journeys of light and love, will kind of take over. And so let's create in our minds a beautiful mental picture of a possibility of the future. Instead of going around and having this fear, there are those out there that are really encouraging everyone to have fear and to worry. And so what is that again? That is creating a thought over and over again, worry, worry, worry. Let's escape that. Let's leave that behind, right? And let's go to a place that we can only imagine, like the beauty of nature, the water, the blue waters, the blue skies, the green grasses, and everyone hugging each other. And if we go with that, we can create that thought, we can create that effect. So together we're going to create the effect of heaven on earth, right? And so I truly believe that together we can create this beautiful world. I woke up to this song today. Oh, good. We are the best of the world. Oh, okay. That was a song. I didn't know what that was. So let's remind ourselves of our psychic abilities, and let's remind ourselves how advanced we are. We are highly advanced beings of light. We are multidimensional beings of light. So we are going to remind ourselves that we are capable of receiving premonitions. There are premonitions that we may receive throughout our day. And, it might only come to you once every 2 weeks. But the more that you tune into all of your senses, all of your feelings, all of your emotions, and allow that to come forward, allow that to be within you, then the more chance you're going to have for premonition dreams. You might go to sleep and you might have a lucid dream, which is where your eyes are closed, you're coming out of sleep or going into sleep, and you see a visual with your eyes closed. That's a lucid dream, and you're awake, so you're aware of it. You can write it down afterwards, and maybe you'll encounter those that have passed. Maybe it's an information, symbols, signs, messages. Might be a mental picture that you receive. So we all can receive premonitions. You don't have to be a psychic or an intuitive. And we all actually have our intuition within us. So we can, if we're open to it. It's about being open. It's about having acceptance. It's about not denying. The more that you go towards psychic phenomenon, the more that you accept this ability within you. Now, you don't have to go out there and tell everybody. Maybe you're embarrassed. Maybe you say, "Oh, this is kooky. This is silliness." People really aren't psychic. But see, that's one of the programs that you were meant to believe from the time you were little, right? They didn't really ask you to tune into your intuition. When there's a dire situation, it's not that your mind that takes over, it's your instincts, it's your intuition, right? That's how we handle things when we're in a dangerous situation. we don't have time to think. We just act. You notice that? We just act and we get through it. That's your intuition, because your intuition is that powerful. It's that aware. So I don't know if you've been tuning into your intuition lately. I don't know if you've been tuning into your hearing, your clairaudience. I don't know if you've been tuning into your clair senses, but I'm recommending that you do. And I like to do little exercises for us to kind of have growth in this area and evolve, because that's really where the world is going. And I know out there in the physical reality, it's all about the materialism of the world. It's all about how expensive things are that you have. And that's where importance is placed. But in the future, beyond this moment, we are going to experience that telepathy is highly important. It's because we are all, as all of our DNA comes online, all of your personality comes up within you. You don't realize how strong you are if you reach deep down. It's just your senses have gotten dulled. You're exhausted. You're just beat down. You feel tired. You're tired of fighting. You're really tired of fighting for yourself. You're tired of being a rebel. And I get that. But I'm telling you that we're about to embark on a time. This is the end of times right now. We're about to embark on a period before us, the golden age. And during this golden age, it's going to be more important about who you are within you, your heart, your spirit. And we're going to connect mind to mind. So we're going to see within our mind's eye, our third eye, we are going to have precognition. We are going to have an inner feeling. We are going to foresee events. The more and more that you tune into yourself. Now, you might want to practice. You might just say to yourself, it might not be about sending thoughts to someone else or receiving them. It might just be that you go sit down quietly. You close your eyes. You let out a breath. You're in a you have deep relaxation, deep meditation, and you have peace within you. You lock into all your senses. Like I say, you make physical contact with your senses, where you go, okay, I'm tuning in, hearing, taste, smell, sight, feeling, touch. You make physical contact. And then you just ask yourself, which sense is coming through strongly? Now you're going to have patience. You're going to let go of any doubt. And you're going to see which sense takes over. You're going to let go of any kind of thinking, because your thinking is not necessary. You can receive impressions. You can have thought transference. You can receive from an outside source. It has nothing to do with your thinking. You know everything within you. You have that ability. I'm telling you, I'm sharing. So you are able to predict things. So if you tune in and maybe you give yourself a suggestion. So when you do this, right? And you're just tuning into all your senses. Give yourself a suggestion like I've been doing with you. Maybe a suggestion of the last person you spoke to. Maybe the suggestion you want to know how something's going to turn out. You're going to kind of trigger something within you. Maybe you're going to say to yourself, how's tomorrow going to go? Or I really want to win at, I don't know, a project that I'm doing. I want to do really well at it. So you're going to, in your mind, you're going to spring down this thought into your senses and see what kind of reaction you have within you. You will be able to predict things. You have that ability. Now, if you have thoughts come down in and it distracts you, tune back into your senses, say nope. So you're going to plant an idea. So you're going to drop into all of your senses and you're going to plant an idea. So maybe you're going to plant something about your future, something that you want. How is this going to go? Is this possible? And see what kind of reactions that you get. Thanks, Alexandra. And so you're going to have complete relaxation. and you're going to make contact with all of your senses, leaving your mind out. Take away any doubt. You're completely capable of having premonitions. Okay? So you have to believe in yourself. I really am asking you to believe. I first found Mary Amy from her Superman interview from Ishmael. And when she interviewed the other superheroes, like, thanks, Joe Hollywood. So that's how you found me, from Ishmael? Ishmael is so popular right now. Ishmael Perez. He has a strong following. Yeah, I interviewed him in the very beginning, last March, I think it was. And I saw him. I think it will grow if you want it to. Yeah, so we are going to have thoughts that travel. We are going to receive and send impressions together, right? Words, numbers, feelings. I tried to do, I don't know if anyone tried, the lottery is 1.6 billion right now. I tried to tune in and get some numbers. I'm going to really try to do that again. I mean, I don't know where these numbers came from that I received, but I definitely received some numbers. So let's remind ourselves about our clairvoyant abilities, and let's practice on our own. Let's drop into our senses. And are you clairvoyant? Can you see? Can you have remote viewing? What were your dreams can share a lot of information. The more you acknowledge your dreams, the more that you write down any kind of, get a pen and paper, write down any kind of impressions you receive. Now, if you're new and you don't understand what I'm referring to, so when you tune into your clairsenses, when you tune into all of your senses, right, clairvoyant abilities, you're going to receive information from an outside source, an impression. And that impression might come through like a mental picture. And it's just going to be a flash, an image, a sound. It might be someone's voice. It might be an extraterrestrial. Maybe it's someone who passed away. Maybe it's a friend. Maybe you're seeing things from an aerial perspective. Maybe you're having a premonition. All of these can be a flash, and it goes by like that. So write it down. All of it matters. Now, the more you practice this, the better off you're going to be. It's your sixth sense. Your sixth sense. Be open. Have a willingness. It's an active SSP operative still going on mission with no memory loops. Not a 20 and back from one that has tried to remember. We are the best of the world. Nothing is ever going to keep you down. Yes, we are the best of the world. So we have to remind ourselves how important we are. And like I said, please remind yourself that every single thought you have, it goes over and over and over and over and over and over again, it's going to create an effect. Also, you're programming yourself to do something. So let's say, for example, I'm going to give you an example about me. I'm saying that I want to cook. I want to be a better cook. In fact, I want to cook. Now, if I deny that, or if I say I'm not a good cook, that's the effect I'm going to create, right? Because it's going over. So I'm saying I am a good cook. I'm going to be a good cook. And then I'm imagining myself cooking. Then I'm going to talk about how I'm going to be a good cook. Now I'm going to be a good cook. So that's the effect I'm going to create. That's the outcome I'm going to create. That's how much control we have about what's going to happen in the physical reality. Okay, you have that power. Cause and effect is crucial. It's very crucial. Now, if we want to create this cosmic shift more and more, we're going to have to speak of it. We're going to have to see it. We're going to have to, in our mind, we're going to have to think of it, right? So let's do that together. Hear with your ear the fear that is not real. Okay, so before we go, I'm just going to do today, we're just going to do some, a ball of light. Okay, because time is almost up. And so we're going to rub our hands together. And then remind yourself to write down any flashes, any impressions. You're going to tune into all of your senses. We're going to do that right now together. Let's tune into all of our senses. Let's do that together right now, please. Okay? Because the more that we tune into our senses, the more we're going to be aware of all these energies. You know, when the solar flash comes, we are going to see everything as it really exists. It's going to be more than 1% view of the world, the physical reality. And everything like the ascended masters, those that have passed, all of the angels, the celestial beings are all going to come within our view. We're going to see everything as it is. So let's practice. Let's practice our psychic ability right now. Let's do a ball of light. So we rub our hands together, right? And so we should create some friction. We should feel something on our palms, some kind of vibration, some kind of sensory feeling. Now, this will help you with your concentration. This will help you with realizing what is your thought and what is another person's thought or another source. So we're rubbing our hands together, we're taking them apart. Hopefully you have energy on your palms, you feel some kind of vibration, right? And then we have created a ball of light. And so we bring light onto this physical reality. And I realize that today I have not heard those angel wings fluttering in my right ear. So are they here? I believe that this is a angelic realm, an angelic portal right here in my home. Do you have an angelic portal in your home? I think because I speak so much of angels, that's what has happened to me. Now, I originally had gone on this walk for many years, and I used to walk dogs, and my dogs and my daughter's dogs, my daughter's dog, and so, or puppy, I should say, puppy dog, and so I encountered a lot of angel visions, and so I don't know if that's how this happened to me, but now they're here with me. So I am bringing light onto this earth. I hope you're doing this with me. So together we're bringing light. Now we're going to lock into. Let's do this. Let's do this little exercise together. So Martians are brothers. Okay, so let's let out a breath. We have to have very deep relaxation. Okay, so we're holding our ball of light, and we're going to master this. We are mastering this ball of light together. So we have this ball of light, and so we're letting out a breath. We're going to have very deep relaxation. We're going to have patience. And we're going to trust and a willingness that this is going to work out for us, right? We're going to let go of any doubt, because that thought is not going to take you down the road of realizing anything. We have to just let go of any thoughts before this moment. And now I'd like you to drop into all of your senses. You're going to physically feel as though you drop into your hearing. So you're basically going to kind of drop into your hearing, your sight, your feeling, your smell, your taste. So you're dropping into all of your senses. Now, if you need to let out a breath. And so now I'd like you to sense all of this ball of light that you're holding right now. Do you sense its energy, the roundness of this ball right now? And so as you hold this ball of light and you're sensing your ball of light that you're holding, I'm going to give an idea, a suggestion. So you're in all of your senses, you've tuned into your hearing, you've tuned into your feeling. And now I'd like you to imagine yourself outside with the ball of light. Now, I don't care what the location is. I'm just saying, drop into it. I'm going to quiet, and you're going to imagine yourself outside with the ball of light. You choose where that is. Let's do this. I'm going to stop talking, and we're going to do this for a minute. Okay, I don't know what anyone else received, but I received something right away. So I actually placed myself on the beach. So I have a beach close to my home. And so the beach, I was on the beach and I had the ball of light. I'm holding the ball of light. And so I tuned into my senses. I made physical contact with my senses. And I always first go to my hearing. And right away, I saw all of these people assemble onto the beach right before me. And what were they doing? They were pointing up to the sky and the sun. And they were all speaking of the solar flash. And it was going on for more than a minute because everyone was assembling on the beach. So that was interesting. So was this a premonition? Was this a remote viewing of something, an event that is about to happen? And so I was there. And so let me see if I can go back. And so all of these people came to the beach because that was the best view of the solar flash. They didn't know what it was. These are not people that are aware of what the solar flash is going to be. This is the masses. This is humanity knowing that this is some kind of event, some kind of divine event. So that's exciting. I don't know if anyone else received any information during their ball of light, but I have to tell you, it's exciting. And I think that the more that we tune into our senses, the more advanced we will be. And it will help you in other aspects of your life. I'm putting my hands together because I truly believe that you will receive premonitions, impressions. You will be able to kind of sense and have a forewarning of events that might hinder you. Now, I'm not always saying these are not like some crazy accident. I'm saying that maybe something that you need to know prior, something that you don't want to forget that day, or a place that you should be, or a recommendation, or a memory that comes forward. All of these will help during your journey. So the 144, let me remind you, is a very powerful number. It symbolizes stability, and everyone here with me, with us, here we are joined together. We have energy together. We are a community of living in the light. And anyone who's been here, I hope you like the video and subscribe to the channel. I'm going to be here, and I don't know how my schedule is going to take place, but I will continue to be here at 11. And if not during the morning, I'll be here in the evening. So the 144 is actually the Starseeds and the light workers who have come before here to waken up on humanity and to be here to help heal humanity. Now the world has been in crisis. It's didn't just happen overnight, right? Like we just spoke about cause and effect. There was many causes to bring humanity into crisis. And it's about having discernment with your own decision making. Whatever is best for you. No one else can decide that but you. It's your journey, we say. You're traveling. It's a passage from moment to moment, from place to place. Your journey matters. What is your journey? What is your mission? Your truest self must come forward. Your DNA has a blueprint that's exactly meant for you. And so memories will come forward that you didn't have before as you awaken. Your body is systematically going to shift. It's going to evolve. And you will realize, like, that's the personality I had as a kid. You're going to unblock your truest potential. And so the battle for the future is the opposing fight, the standoff between good and evil, which is what we are in right in this moment. This moment is the battle of good and evil. Now, maybe there's going to be intense darkness. Maybe there's going to be a solar flash. Maybe there'll be some divine mysteries that will be revealed. We don't know yet, but we do know that the shift is ongoing. So if you don't feel great today, I'm sending you love and light, and I hope good things for you. And if you are, maybe you get outside and you spend some time in nature. And thank you for joining us today. Before I go, lunar eclipse tomorrow, last eclipse ever. Will the moon still be here after the 24th? Okay, yes, tomorrow is the lunar eclipse. It's going to be a blood moon, they say, and tomorrow is voting. Everybody, I love you all. Welcome. Thanks for joining us. We're in the 5th dimension. Thank you. I'm sending you light. You're in the middle of it and you're making a wish. Good things for you. Okay, everyone, make a wish. Sending you light and love. You're in the middle. I'll see you again tomorrow at 11. And if not, I'll post for a later time. Everyone be well. Thanks, Ian. Thank you. Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Casper One and Alexandra and Ian and anyone else who's here today. Who else was here? I want to just say hi to everybody. Casper One. Oh, Joe Hollywood Juice. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Tommy was here. All right, everyone. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.